Welcome to our recorded sales demonstration, and thank you for your interest in Colleague. We hope this video will be useful in introducing the system and answering any immediate queries. In this video, we'll be taking you through a brief presentation about Colleague before moving on to an active demonstration of the system. Colleague caters for the following markets: contract, rolling contract, fixed-term contract, permanent consultancy, and executive search. The Colleague database is hosted in the cloud on Microsoft Azure, Microsoft's own global data network. Built into this service is the inclusion of automatic backups and 30-day point-in-time restore. The database is also scalable and provided in tiers based on your intended usage. We can also scale up and down the database in and out of office hours to accommodate a higher spec during peak usage. This ensures optimal performance and cost savings. Colleague is a Microsoft-based solution. All of our functionality is built on Microsoft's infrastructure, and it is a prerequisite that clients are using Microsoft 365 to enable the seamless integration we achieve with your calendar events, emails, documents, call logging, file exports, and task management. Power Automate is utilized when handling any custom automation you may require. For example, automatically sending a welcome pack email to a candidate, or sending tips when an interview is arranged. All automation is built around your specific requirements. There is an API which allows any third-party software to connect to the database via a subscription key based on your authorization. This supports searching, as well as adding and editing records, enabling any integrations a client might need. Colleague has multiple user access points. These include a desktop UI, a mobile interface, an Outlook add-in, a candidate portal, a contact portal, and a Chrome or Edge browser extension. There are also individual user and team dashboards. Colleague also provides a big screen solution called Insight. This is designed for offices to display live statistics, league tables, and a real-time overview of what's happening across the team. Let's now head over to the system and take a look. The homepage of Colleague is divided into three main categories: the user overview, a configurable list of dashboard panels showing activity and statistics; the daily planner, a summary of outstanding or due tasks for the user to work through alongside scheduled calendar items planned for the day; and the team overview, a configurable list of panels displaying information relevant to a team or entire company. The user overview is designed to highlight targets and statistics to the user. When pressing on a panel, it will drill down to show a table of record information relating to the selected panel. This will include options to click through into the associated data. The default date range of the panel activity can be configured and then adjusted by altering the range dropdown. This presents a list of predefined options, including a custom date range. Those with authorization to do so will also be able to select and access the overview dashboards of other users in their team or on the system. The daily planner will start by listing tasks and events scheduled to be worked on today. These can be filtered based on this setting. Similar to the user overview, the date range of the planner can be altered via the range dropdown and will include options for this week, month, quarter, and year. Working through the tasks, a user will be able to select and complete their assigned to-do items. New tasks can also be created, and existing tasks can be extended and altered based on priority. Authorized users will also be able to view the to-do items of others, as well as create and assign tasks on their behalf. The team overview provides a set of charts and panels to summarize the activity of a team of users. The parameters of the overview will give you the option to select various defined teams or the entire company. Specific users can be filtered and a custom or selected date range is chosen or entered. Similar to the user overview, the details behind a panel can be selected to drill down and show a table of related data. This can be seen by user or as an overview of record information. This will include links to open the associated records and navigate to the relevant areas in the system. Stationed within the toolbar is a quick search, which can be used to type in a name, telephone number, email address, or company name. This searches across the whole system and returns any records that are found. The search result can then be filtered by the type of record you are searching for. When a search result has been filtered to a particular record type, there will be an option to switch the result into a table view. This then supports column sorting and exports. The field information that is shown beneath the record name is configured via Options. Select the record type, tick the fields you would like to see, and use drag and drop to position the fields in the required order. The fields you select will be saved and remembered for future searches. When you are ready to return to the search result, click on Back to Previous Screen. Each main entity also has its own selection screen for looking up records. The selection screen will have specific criteria unique to the record type. The benefit of a selection screen, other than opening a record, is the ability to select a row of data and open the summary view. This is a summarized overview of the record, with features that support viewing and editing details. Seeing a preview of the candidate's CV, viewing skills and history, as well as the option to create a new history record. The Recent Items area will list the last 100 records you have opened and is a quick way of returning to frequently used records. Let's take a look at a candidate record. When opening a candidate, if they are in a current placement, have a pending offer, or booked into an upcoming interview, the details will appear in a blue bar, including a link to the associated record. You'll notice the toolbar styling and tab structure is in line with the Microsoft look and feel. We've tried to emulate the Microsoft UI as closely as possible, so it feels familiar. The toolbar consists of the most popular workflows, with the View More submenu containing other options. There is also a right-click menu for quick access to workflows. The landing page of the record offers a general overview of personal information, contact details, and what they're looking for in terms of employment. There is also a summary which is automatically generated based on the contents of their CV. The Summary tab of the record offers a dashboard, providing an overview of your dealings with the candidate. This includes drill-down options and links to the associated records. If we take a look through the tabs, a candidate can have multiple addresses, including payment addresses. The History tab will give an overview of all the workflows and activity recorded against the record, including the email correspondence that has been automatically tracked. It also offers filters and mouse-over tooltips for quick assessment. The Documents tab provides a preview of the files uploaded against the record and allows for several features that support the creation, edit, and copying of documentation. All documents are searchable and can be categorized into specific document types. There is a notes area for recording important information about the candidate and the option for up to 10 different note segments. The skills library is a configurable list unique to each system, which can be imported during the database's implementation and maintained within the admin area. This includes a feature which automatically scans documents to quickly assign skills to the record. Colleague supports an unlimited number of custom fields, including text, date, single selection, and multiple selection lookup fields. All custom fields are searchable and can be merged into templates. A candidate's work history and education is recorded within the Experience tab and created automatically by the CV Parser, as well as including all related placements made within the system. Colleague has a configurable checklist for managing the onboarding process of new records. This enables compliance policies to ensure that candidates can only proceed once specified tasks have been completed. Speculative CVs that are sent directly to contacts are tracked and listed on the Spec CVs Sent tab, with workflow to support the creation of a requirement should the contact be interested. And the Requirements tab will list all of the vacancies a candidate has been linked to, with the option to run workflows, progressing the candidate through their application. We have initially spent some time on the candidate record to introduce the UI. This is because the layout of the company record, as well as the contact record, is largely the same, with similar tabs repeating from the perspective of the chosen entity. Contacts against the company record are accessible via the Contacts tab. This table can be configured with column options as specified by the user. Colleague has a built-in CV parser as standard. This can be used to parse candidate CVs, contact profiles, and job specifications to create requirements. Select the file or drag and drop to initiate the parsing process. The parser will map the information contained within the CV into relevant fields. At this stage, you will be able to review and amend as required. Education and work history will be categorized as experience records, ready to be created alongside the candidate. There is a duplication check to ensure that the candidate is not already registered on the system, including workflows to update any existing records. The registering of candidates can be performed one at a time through this method. Alternatively, for bulk processing, the CV parser can be triggered in the background by monitoring the emails received in a mailbox. When emailing, Colleague has a fully integrated online emailing solution, which sends the email using your 365 account. This supports fully formatted email designs, including images and attachments. Our email form enables users to send using different sender email addresses and is fully synchronized with your Outlook address book. Email templates are set up relevant to the entity record, with the option of merge fields and default attachments. Within advanced settings, users can find the option to create email follow-up reminders in the form of calendar entries and tasks. There is also access to merge fields and receipt settings. Colleague also supports AI-based email templates, where the email content is generated by a prompt. This ensures your correspondence is personalized to the recipient. Emails can be sent immediately, scheduled to a specific date and time, or saved in drafts to be worked on later. There are also options to convert the email to a meeting request or a Teams meeting. Colleagues' online email form is available against all main entity record types and supports bulk sending from lists, company contacts, and search results. Colleagues' seamless integration with Microsoft Outlook ensures all inbound and outbound emails are recorded against their associated records. This occurs even without being logged into the database. In addition, Colleague offers an Outlook add-in, which will look up records based on the selected email, providing you with a summary view of the record's details. This includes a link to open the record. The option to create a history. The ability to take an attachment and upload it to the existing record, or parse and create a new candidate. To view the candidate's assigned skills. There is also a manual option to log the email if you are working from a shared mailbox or have chosen to turn off automated inbound email logging. When sending emails in Outlook, the add-in will also be available to offer several useful features. Attach File allows you to select the entity and perform a quick search to look up a record. From here, you will be able to select any documentation that has been stored against the record and attach it to the email. There are specific CV sending options to correctly record the event in Colleague. Attach CV for requirement allows you to look up the requirement first. Upon selection, the candidates you have long listed will be shown, and you can select their CV to be attached. The same is to be said for sending a spec CV. Simply look up the candidate and select their CV to be attached. The recipient email address will be used to associate the event to the relevant contact record when the email is sent. Email templates are also available to be accessed. First, select the entity and then the template. Look up the record, and the merge fields on the template will pull through the associated details. This can include any default attachments linked with the template. Colleague will be fully synchronized with your calendar entries and tasks. Alongside the daily planner on the homepage, there is also a calendar view and a generic tasks page showing you all outstanding to-do items. The calendar will display all your entries directly from Outlook, with an option to see a monthly, weekly, and daily view. Your tasks are fully integrated with Microsoft's To-Do task management solution and linked with Colleague records. When creating a history, a user can choose from a list of pre-written text or type their required notes into the text box. The option to create a calendar entry or task will be available on the right-hand side. When the history is saved, the calendar entry will be added to your Outlook calendar. This will be accessible in Colleague, including the ability to edit and delete if necessary. This also works with Outlook reminders. Alternatively, calendar entries and tasks can be created directly against any record type. From within the Tasks page, users will be able to create, edit, and complete all tasks against their account, keeping track of all outstanding obligations. Let's look at lists. Lists are a helpful way of grouping records together to suit the needs of a user or a team. The purposes of a list could be to represent a hot list of special candidates, a mailing list for a newsletter, or a group of contacts you are regularly keeping in touch with. Any record type can be added to a list, and users can have as many as they require. A user maintains their lists within list maintenance. From here, lists can be renamed or deleted, as well as be shared with other users. The ownership of a list can also be transferred. Lists are created within the Lists area or straight from a record. Likewise, records are added to a list, both from within the list itself, from a record, or from a search result. From within the record, the Add to List option will be available off the View More menu. There is also a Remove from List option. This will give an overview of the various lists linked with the record with the option to remove. From within a list, a bulk email can also be generated and sent to the selected records. Each email address within the To field represents a separate email being sent individually to the recipient. Moving on to the search. Colleague offers a fully comprehensive search across all the main entity records. When searching over candidates, Boolean searching techniques can be used with free text to allow users to find keywords contained within documents. A document preview is available for reviewing the CVs, as is the ability to convert the document to plain text to see where the search found your text criteria. Radius searching is available to filter your results based on their proximity to an address. This includes the option for international postcode locations. Other searching techniques are available, including skills, ownership, lists, and field selection. When looking up particular fields, a search box is used to filter the criteria. Sending bulk emails from a search result is achieved using Colleague's inbuilt email form. This includes a background service for processing the emails without disrupting the user. Colleague also supports bulk SMS sending and an integration with WhatX for WhatsApp messaging. Tasks can be added in bulk, creating call lists that a user can work through via the Tasks area or the Daily Planner. There is also the ability to color code the records, highlighting their responses or flagging their importance. The summary view can be used alongside the search result, giving the user visibility of record details, history, and a means to view their documentation. Search results can be saved and called upon elsewhere in the system when looking up records. They can also be added to an existing search result or be updated to include the records from another search. A search result can also be converted, for example, creating a list of placements associated to a batch of candidates. Or a list of contact search results associated to a group of placements. Leads are created against companies and contacts to record potential opportunities. Within a lead, details of a project or vacancy can be established with as much or little detail as necessary. The number of days a lead is open is logged against the record. Like with all main entity records, a lead will have its own history. An area for storing documents, a notes area, custom fields, and a configurable checklist. Requirements created from a lead will also be accessible. When a lead has been closed or converted, there is workflow to create the requirement. At this stage, you can select what type of requirement you wish to create. As mentioned, colleague supports contract, fixed term, permanent and rolling contracts. The fields of the form will update depending on the selected requirement type. A requirement can consist of multiple vacancies, as well as have a specific start date or general time frame. Enter the details of the vacancy. All mandatory fields will be shown with a red asterisk. These can be configured based on the chosen requirement type. Press Save to create the requirement. With our requirement created, we can now edit and add any further information we have regarding the vacancy. With this being a contract-based requirement, there is an additional Rates tab for storing overtime rates and adjustments. This can include pay as you earn rates and a calculator for formulating fees. All rates added to the requirement will be pulled through to the offer record later. The requirement will have a History tab and an area for storing associated documents. It is here that you could upload the job specification provided by the client. With the specification uploaded, the document can be scanned for skills. These skills can be then linked to the requirement, ready for matching candidates. There is a free text notes area for writing your job description and an AI job spec generator to get you started with the appropriate wording. Custom fields and checklists are configured as per your company process. The final and pivotal area to the requirement is the Candidates tab. It is here where we will longlist our candidates for review. The Suggested Candidates feature will take the skills and job description of the requirement and automatically create a list of potentially viable candidates ranked in descending order based on their relevance. Similar to the search area, you will be able to view the candidates' CVs and convert to plain text. As before, the elements that match the candidate's CV will be highlighted. The appropriate candidates can then be long-listed. When looking up alternative candidates for the requirement, there are several options to consider. Individual records can be searched upon using their name or ID. Alternatively, the user can select a list they have prepared or have access to and select candidates from there. Another option is to select a saved search result and choose the candidates they have in mind. With our candidates long-listed, we will be able to review their details using the summary view. Bulk emails can be sent to the candidates to confirm whether the role is of interest. As before, these emails are processed individually per candidate email address to ensure data protection and security. As you screen the candidates, they can be shortlisted, filtering out non-responses and those deemed inappropriate on closer inspection. This can be done individually or in bulk using the right-click menu. Candidates who are not proceeding at this stage can be removed, taking them out of the running for the vacancy. Behind each candidate is an application record, storing details specific to this candidate's interaction with the requirement. Here you can store additional details or requests, including the unique source of this application. To send a candidate's CV to the contact, along the candidate row, click on the arrow under the Sent column. This will launch an email addressed to the contact of the requirement, with the candidate's default CV automatically attached. Using an email template is a recommended approach to save time and will ensure a professional and uniform approach when representing your candidates. You can send in bulk by selecting the necessary candidates and using the right-click menu. Alternatively, if the emails have already been sent outside of the system, there is a workflow to track the date and time it was sent. To reject an application, you can select the candidates and use the right-click menu to reject in bulk. This includes the option of sending an email to advise the candidate of their rejection. When arranging an interview against the appropriate candidate, select the arrow under the interview column. This will launch the interview form. Colleague supports a configurable list of interview types, which will increment based on a defined sequencing order. Select the agreed date and time of the interview. On the right-hand side, you will notice the Create Calendar option is selected. This will update automatically based on the date and time of the interview. Once saved, you will be given the option to send a confirmation email to the candidate and contact. This is achieved using colleagues' email form with established email templates to save time. Interview feedback is tracked and stored against the interview record. Simply select the candidate, right-click and choose Interview Feedback. You can then add the comments made by the candidate and contact post-interview, as well as make your own notes about the event. The latest interview record will be accessible via the interview icon on the right-hand side. This contains a full record of the event, including the ability to resend interview confirmation details, edit, and if necessary, cancel the interview. Arranging the candidate's second interview is achieved by clicking on the plus icon alongside the previous interview date. This will launch the interview form with the type field incremented. When it is time to make the offer, users can select the arrow icon under the offer column. This launches the offer form and will be pre-populated with details pulled from the requirement. With the offer created, users will be able to email confirmation details to the candidate and contact. This is again achieved via the email form and is optimized with the use of templates. If we were to access the candidate at this stage, you will notice that an alert warning now appears, confirming that the candidate has a pending offer and summarizing details of the potential placement. Accessing the offer record is possible via the offer icon on the right-hand side. A pending offer is a placement record in waiting and supports all of the functionality of a main entity record. At this stage, the specific details of the placement can be confirmed. There is then workflow to either accept or reject the offer. Accepting an offer converts the record to become what is referred to as an unauthorized placement. This is a placement record, where the details of the placement are still modifiable. It is at this stage contracts are signed, commission is finalized, back-office details are confirmed, and the placement is verified to be ready for billing. With the placement at the status of unauthorized, details regarding the contract can be finalized. Any additional rates or adjustments can be entered, alongside the existing rates copied across from the requirement. As mentioned, commission arrangements can be administered, allocating percentages of margin to assigned users. The placement also offers an array of workflows, helping you to manage adjustments to the arrangement. These include extensions, amendments, early finish, and non-starter options. When ready, the placement is authorized. There are 2 authorization stages to the placement. Authorization Level 1 represents the completion of front office, passing the placement over to the back office team for processing. With a placement Level 1 authorized, all of the entity fields are locked down. The placement is considered agreed and secure. The remaining tab that is modifiable is the back office tab. This will store the invoicing and payment-related details of the placement, with mandatory fields highlighted with a red asterisk. When the back office tab is completed, the placement can be Level 2 authorized. This then locks down the back office tab. For a contract placement, this will activate the Timesheets and Charges tab. For permanent placements, this would position the placement ready for invoicing. Though not generally covered during a standard sales demonstration, Colleague offers a full timesheet management and back-office solution, complete with candidate and contact portals. Placements, timesheets, expenses, retainers, schedule items, rebates, and other forms of credit note are all processed in this area. The associated invoice and payment records can then be exported to your accounting solution. Colleague also has an administration area to configure the system to your needs. Access rights to features are tailored at user group level. Global default settings, lookup lists, custom and mandatory fields, as well as templates are all configured within this area by users with the assigned privilege. Colleague offers a standard suite of reporting options to review user activity, company performance against metrics, and financial information. Access to reports is available based on user group permissions and is configured to ensure the appropriate individuals can view the required data. These reports are styled using a variation of charts and table output, including the ability to export the data into Excel. The reports can be set up with default parameters, as well as pre-configured period ranges for reviewing current and previous weeks, months, and years. All reporting table outputs provide drill-down links to open the related records. We also support custom and automated reporting, which can be tailored to email key individuals with requested activity statistics. We have reached the end of our sales demonstration. Thank you for your interest in Colleague. For more information, please feel free to contact us. Further details can also be found on our website at colleaguesoftware.com. We look forward to hearing from you. Until then, from everyone at Colleague, we wish you a pleasant day. Thank you.